Hey, we're all living busy lives these days, and you can't afford to waste an entire day stuck on the couch because you had a few drinks the night before. If you have kids, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Zbiotics is the answer we've all been looking for. Zbiotics pre-alcohol probiotic is the world's first genetically engineered probiotic. It was invented by PhD scientists to tackle rough mornings after drinking. Here's how it works. When you drink, alcohol gets converted into a toxic byproduct in the gut. It is this byproduct, not dehydration, that's to blame for your rough next day. Zbiotics produces an enzyme to break this byproduct down. It's designed to work like your liver, but in your gut where you need it most. Just remember to drink Zbiotics before drinking alcohol. Of course, drink responsibly and get a good night's sleep to feel your best tomorrow. Give Zbiotics a try for yourself. Go to zbiotics.com/Adam to get 15% off your first order when you use Adam at checkout. Zbiotics is backed with a 100% money-back guarantee, so if you're unsatisfied for any reason, they'll refund your money, no questions asked. Remember, head to zbiotics.com/Adam. Use the code Adam at checkout for 15% off. Thank you, Zbiotics, for sponsoring this episode. What's up? Welcome in. Hoge Jahns with you as we transition to week 3. Your 1-1 Chicago Bears. Doesn't sound that bad when you put it that way, Johnsy.
You already turned the page in the Packers game. Packers losses always feel like 5 losses.
Who are the Packers again?
Yes.
Just need to forget about that team.
Yeah. 1-1. Like I would have taken 1-1.
Yeah.
1-1.
Did you just challenge me 1-1?
1-1, yes.
Because I will crush you.
What do you want to play? Well,
basketball.
Play. Well, you got the height. I'm scrappy, though. I would take that record. If you're telling me that would be what they were after facing the 49ers, a favored team, and the Packers, a favored team, I would take that.
Yeah, you were more than a touchdown underdog in both of those games. You take that 1-1. Now, I think we learned a lot about the Bears this week. We're not turning the page quite yet, but I think we will learn a lot about this Bears team this week. Are they going to be a team, because you kind of saw the good, you saw the bad, are they going to be a team that can take care of business when they're actually favored? And they're not going to have many opportunities to do this, but this is one week where they actually are favored. The line has already moved from -3 to -2.5. Not surprising with the way the Bears played on Sunday night. But yeah, it'll be an interesting week. We're not turning the page completely yet. We have your voicemails, which are always outstanding, at least usually on Packer week. So we'll bring those to you here. Of course, we've been sorting through some of the plays and all 22 and all this stuff. There's a key play I think we need to talk about with Justin Fields. And so, yeah, we're not quite turning the page yet to Lovey week, but
Lovey week. We've covered those before.
Yeah. It's been a while, though. It's been a while since Lovey's been a head coach in the
years.
NFL.
Well, he had that, what would you call his tenure in Illinois? It was something.
A mistake?
On both sides. It was something. Back in the NFL, head coach of the Texans. It's Lovey week.
I mean, this is a totally different conversation. I don't think it was a mistake for Illinois to hire him. I mean, it seemed like a good idea. I just think Lovey got there and was like,
oh, I got to recruit.
Wait, I'm in Champaign?
It's a mistake. I got it, but I understood it.
Yeah.
Back then.
All right. Make sure you're following us on Twitter at Adam Hoge, at Adam Jahns. Make sure you're subscribed to our YouTube channel. Please hit that like button if you're watching that way. Please hit subscribe. Get the notifications so you know when these shows premiere. We're trying to go live after games if you haven't already figured that out. So make sure, it's about 2 hours after the game, give or take a little bit in there is what we're trying to do. Johnsy's got to get his work done from the stadium, and I obviously have the CHGO post-game show. So kind of transitioning right after that CHGO show gets over into Hoge Jahns. And so I know a lot of you pay attention to both shows. So we are trying to do those live after games. We will keep doing that. So make sure you have those notifications and know when we're going live on YouTube. Make sure you check out the merchandise at obviousshirts.com. Hoodies are in, hats are in. It's all there for you. Perfect time of year to be grabbing that stuff up. We appreciate all the support. Okay. What do you want to start with? Some Justin Fields conversation, or should we knock out the voicemails?
Let's hit the voicemails first. Let's get the
Okay.
feel for the fans.
Yeah.
And then we'll break down Justin Fields' film.
All right. Your voicemails. Always entertaining during Packer Week. Here we go.
Hello?
Do you know who this is?
Oh, you didn't know? Your ass better call somebody!
The Hoge Jahns voicemail. The Hoge Jahns voicemail line.
Believe it or not, George isn't at home. Please leave a message at the beep.
Got any questions or comments about the Bears? Give the guys a call before, after, or even during the game.
Go Bears!
Hoge Cat, Johnson, Fed, Bob Dabrowski here in the human waste dump known as Green Bay, specifically Lambeau Field. It's disgusting, but guess what, boys? The Bears just drove down the field, and Justin Fields scored a touchdown. The first of many. He's turning just bullshit Lambeau Field garbage into diamonds and minerals made of gold. Let's go, Bears. 100-0, or I guess the Packers got 3 off of some poor referee calls. 100-3. Let's go, Bears. Chicago Bears. Bear down. Super Bowl. Let's go. Chicago Bears.
Hoagie Cat, Johnsy Dog, 2 drives in, 7-3 Bears. I'm loving it. And somewhere Matt Nagy's hairline is rolling over in its grave because they just ran the ball more than 3 times in the quarter. Bear time.
Hey, Hogan Johns. This is Bill from Ohio. Just watching the first quarter. Gotta love it. Gotta love Justin Fields diving in for a touchdown. But why can't we get any calls?
Is he a Packer?
No, honey, that's a ref. He's not a Packer. But he does want the Packers to win. Bear down.
The best neckbeard in NFL history, not named Andrew Luck, a.k.a. Mr. Rubber Hips, Bobby Quinn. Big time, baby. Bear time.
Hey, Bears fans, B-Man here. My dad's a Mexican, so I'm watching the game with my grandpa. That happens to be a Packers fan. It's really nice. Get it on!
Hey, Hoge Jahns. Well, pass to Cole Kmet that was right in his chest, and he drops it. So I'm starting to think that Cole Kmet is a bust. Hopefully he can wake up, or Bears need to get rid of him at the end of the season and find a different tight end. Bear down.
Well, Hogan Johns, it's halftime. Nick from Indy, 24-7, and you know, I wish I was surprised. I'm going to bed now. Bear down.
Oh, Johns, if I got to watch Daquan Brisker miss another tackle and run support, I'm going to puke. Why even bring his ass down in the box if he's going to whiff? Counted 3 missed tackles in run support this first half. It's got to be better. If not, get the hell off the field and let somebody else do it.
Bear down. Can't believe that the ref, well, actually can believe that the ref spotted him there. But this gives time for the Bears to come up with some cool play designs. Yeah, right?
Really? You're going to give a long pass up to Sammy Watkins right when the game matters? These refs have been terrible.
You know what? I don't know what to start with. It's just like the passing game is terrible. The defense is good, but the secondary is garbage, and they just allow any team they want to score whenever they want to score, and then the Bears just get run over at Lambeau, and then what the hell is that? What the hell is that terrible play call? Like, I don't know. It's starting to feel too familiar. Is this just life? I don't know. I don't know.
Fields has been objectively bad his entire Bears career. How often do bad QBs become good and their name isn't Josh Allen? Never? Great. Cool. Let's move on to 2023. Find a new QB.
Your franchise quarterback looked bad. Your top pick in the 22 draft looked bad. Your offensive coordinator looked bad.
Hoge Jahns, this is Tom from San Antonio. 27-10, Bears lose. Same old stuff, it seems like. I don't know how you expect to develop a quarterback with 17 or 11 pass attempts, 17 last week, 11 this week. No way to grow. Bear down.
Hey, Hoge and Jahns. It's a horrible loss, especially the way it was lost. Saw on Twitter all the screenshots. That was a touchdown regardless. Justin Fields can't throw 11 times with his arm and his athleticism and expect to win. But I also think that we do need to look at the officiating during these Bears-Packers games, because looking at Rodgers' home record, it's 87-19-1. But his away record is 56-54. So,
Adam Hoge, admit you are a giant frickin' meatball. This is a huge rebuild, and clearly Fields isn't it. Go Bears, the Packers. You're a giant meatball.
Okay, guys, John the Bib. Bob Dabrowski calling in Monday morning from 2833 Riverside Drive, which is the address of the Green Bay Correctional Facility, a.k.a. prison. I'm not here on my own troubles, but I'm talking to the warden. Why is Aaron Rodgers continually allowed out of this place? I don't get it. I did learn that his family hates him because every holiday he invites every single referee to the dinner table and not his family, which is why the refs love that son of a bitch. Oh, the Bears. Oh, boy. Anyway, let's go Bears. We got 15 more of these things. Goodbye.
So take that and think about that for a little bit.
Come on, you meatball.
Oh, man.
That's what you get for picking the Bears.
Don't you feel? Yeah, that's where I thought he was going to go with that. It just seems.
Meatball. We're going to have to save that clip for whenever he picks the Bears now. You meatball.
Well, am I allowed to pick him this week against the Texans?
No. You're a
No.
meatball.
Why did the Packers do this to Bob? I feel bad.
Yeah. Well, there was beyond Bob's sadness. There was some legit, I thought I heard some tears.
Did you see that one video going around of the guy crying?
I was about to reference that.
Yeah, that was sad and funny at the same time.
Yeah. Yeah.
She's like, "Are you crying?" He's just staring at the TV in tears. Come on.
We'll try to get you through it, everybody.
All right. I'm not going to give you my first referee rant of the season, but isn't it at least weird? I have to say, this does seem to be a theme in every single Bears-Packer game.
There were a couple false starts in that game that were blatantly obvious from the press box.
They just didn't call.
Correct.
The low block at the beginning of the game that was called on Kindle Vildor.
I hate that play.
First of all, I understand the rule if you're talking about a player just blatantly cutting in from the side at an offensive lineman's legs as he's in motion. Okay. But this is the second time in 2 seasons now that the Bears have been called for this when the defender is legitimately diving at the ball carrier and the lineman happens to be between him and or at least starting to come in the picture, the line between the defender and the ball carrier. That's a completely different play. That's him trying to make a stop.
I get the essence of the rule because there used to be this coaching philosophy: create the pile. He's coming at you, create the pile. So you're taking out potential blockers, bigger blockers than you. Create the pile, change the play. But let there be contact, like blatant contact. Did Kindle Vildor even hit the offensive lineman? Was there even contact?
If there was, it was very, very minimal. And again, I think there has to be an exception if you're actually diving at the ball carrier. You're telling a DB in that situation that there's literally nothing they can do. They should just walk out of bounds and go away because there's nothing they can do. You have a 300-pound offensive lineman coming at you, and if you can't go low, how are you supposed to make a play there? No wonder everyone's run an outside zone. Because if you can just pull a guard on a DB and there's nothing they can do, then everybody should be running that.
Yeah.
It's just there's also a block in the back on the
punt return.
The punt return, it was so obvious. Like, it could not have been a more obvious one because it was before the guy even caught the ball. I don't know. And between them, and then you have the missed false starts.
There was a holding penalty that was called a holding penalty on a sack. Like, Travis Gibson got held. Like, from behind. Like, he was being... Like, the guy had his hands on his hips from behind, if I remember it correctly.
Yeah, he had him in a bear hug.
Like, he's asking him to dance or something like that.
I mean, or doing something a lot worse. Something potentially illegal.
And they picked up the flag.
Yeah,
sometimes I'm all for, like, letting the guys play, but, like, at least stick with your call in certain situations. And the false starts were pretty obvious.
The low block at the beginning of the game was just such a classic situation of the referees getting together before the game. This is an emphasis from the NFL. Let's call this right away the first time we see it, and just knock that out. Like,
and then those, like, the worst part about that is then, like, by the end of the year, those calls fade. You know what I'm talking about? Like, there's a lot of penalties on certain plays in the beginning of the year, but by the end of it, they're letting them play through it.
It's just. That was just an example of a ref wanting to see, like, looking for something. He's like, made a decision. I'm going to call this tonight. And then he's looking so hard to see it that he doesn't realize what was really happening on the play. It's just so obnoxious. Oh, sorry. All right, let's talk about Justin Fields a little bit, because this whole thing was, honestly, I feel like you started it.
Hey, I'm okay with that. I'm here for that.
But this is exactly.
Some always have to start things.
So, I think people have figured out by now at this point with my new job at CHGO, I'm not at the games anymore. I am okay with that. I think there's advantages and disadvantages to it. One of the advantages is it's actually pretty nice to be able to sit there with two monitors and be able to have one delayed and then have a remote in my hand and go back and watch plays, which you don't have the power to do in the press box.
In the press box, you're like,
yeah,
looking for the TV.
The disadvantage is you're not watching the game with an all 22 view like you are from the press box when you can see somebody come wide open who's not on your television screen. And that was why I think this is a good combo with you still being there, because you noticed right away on that first third down of the third quarter, right? It was the Bears' first possession, I believe.
Correct.
Third and
like
10.
Third play of the second half.
Yep, third play of the second half, when Justin Fields checked it down to David Montgomery for 7 yards. The Bears had to punt. You tweeted right there in that moment during the game that Equanimous St. Brown appeared to come wide open. The All-22 confirmed that. I think it also showed some other things. But EQ talked yesterday, so did Matt Eberflus, and it was interesting to kind of hear their explanation on the play, because there is an option there, and I love that the Bears have this, okay, because not all offenses do. But EQ said he's supposed to run a curl there, but he's allowed and actually told that if he, beats the guy so bad off the line that he can turn it into a go route, just do it. And you put your hand up. They call that a mailbox, just like a mailbox hand going up. And
see, you got that. Pat Finley was confused by that reference, but continue.
Well,
hand up.
It's a pretty common football term.
Open. Yeah.
And Justin Fields, to me, appeared to look that way. My guess was just caught off guard by the fact that it wasn't a curl, chose not to throw it, checked it down. What was your whole analysis of not only what you saw live, what you saw on tape, but what you heard from both EQ and Matt Eberflus yesterday?
So live, my initial reaction was, holy shoot, he's open, like wide open, like throw that ball outside the numbers. That's a completion. And I saw the time that he had. That was awesome protection by the offensive line.
It was.
He went left, right, back to left to the middle. He had time to make that play. I don't think this, like, there's an argument out there right now that the safety gets there. No. He's on the far hashes. You throw that ball outside the numbers with some velocity, that's an NFL throw. If Justin Fields can't make that throw, then he shouldn't be your quarterback. I think he can make that throw. My video is dark again.
Yeah. It like comes in and out. I don't know why it does that.
Because it's like the clouds. I get like natural light that comes in here.
Somebody get this guy a ring light. They like cost like $10 these days. There it
Get
goes.
on it.
Then it comes back in focus, just like that. Now you can see your beautiful face again.
See, the sun's out though. My beautiful face. Thank you.
Yeah.
But if Justin Fields can't make that throw, then he can't be a starting quarterback. That's an NFL throw. That is a wide open NFL window. If he gets there fast enough, recognizes the mailbox, make the throw. You don't think he can make it?
I found that play very concerning. I thought he could have ripped the comeback on the other side. His first read.
Thank you.
Like I just, it's open. Throw it. It's open. You just got to learn. That is the prime example of him holding onto the ball too long. Like I think his first read, which wasn't EQ, was there. It wasn't the easiest throw, but you just have to rip it sometimes. And he hesitant on that. Now he goes to the right side. I'll give him a little bit of a pass because EQ said that's the first time in any training camp practice, OTs, whatever.
I agree.
That's actually happened where he switched his route and gone to a mailbox. Still, man, if that's part of what you're teaching these guys and he's that wide open, if EQ had done that and he's only got like a step or two, okay, fine. He's wide freaking open. You got to throw the ball. You got to
get there fast enough. If you like, all right, so let's play devil's advocate. It's possible we hear from Justin Fields tomorrow that Rasul Douglas was in his line of vision on the comeback route, the curl route to, I believe it was Dante Pettis to his left.
Okay.
But there still has to be a level of anticipation, knowing that Darnell Mooney's route is eventually going to take Douglas out to the left flat, knowing that there's now nobody over the middle. I'm going to reference Matt Nagy for a second. Remember how he wanted Mitch to sometimes like adjust his throws a little bit? You throw that ball with some anticipation a little bit over the middle, let Pettis go get it. It's a first down. Chains keep moving. Get some momentum to start the second half. That's more concerning to me than the miss to St. Brown, given the context of what happened with St. Brown.
Yeah.
What are you looking at? You got something there?
Well, so I heard Trent Dilfer yesterday on The Score, talking to Danny Parkins and Matt Spiegel.
I heard this too.
And something towards the end of that conversation like really caught my ear because he said that, when he was in college, when Trent Dilfer was in college, like he was a gunslinger. And then he gets to the NFL and the coaches are teaching him, hey, be careful, be tentative, don't make mistakes and all this stuff. And he felt like that really, held him back. And I was driving in the car at that moment, so I couldn't look this up. But right when he said that, the reason why it caught my ear was because the reason that part of the conversation came up is because they're asking about only letting Justin Fields throw the ball 11 times. And there's that trust factor. And Matt Eberflus got asked about this yesterday by Pat Finley.
Where's our friend Patrick Finley?
He was sitting right there in the front row with a Padres hat on. And he asked the question. And they can say they trust him, but their actions aren't really showing that. Like, they got to prove that. And so right there when I heard Trent Dilfer say that, I'm like, I want to look up how many times he threw the ball in his good games last year. So I'm thinking against the 49ers. I'm thinking against the Steelers. He had 27 pass attempts against the 49ers. He had 29 pass attempts against the Steelers. And sure enough, there's other games where he's like throwing 39 times against the Vikings in a loss because they're trailing all. But they were trailing in this game. Like at some point, I just feel like you have to let Justin Fields be Justin Fields. How's he supposed to learn this stuff if he's not actually getting passing attempts? You know what I mean?
I know what you're saying.
This was a good learning experience for him, this play.
I hope so. Yes. He's just got to rip it. But that goes back to a concern coming out of college of him holding the ball too long.
Yeah.
And I think we talked about this in training camp about throwing with the same anticipation. Anticipating what's going to happen. Like that's part of development at the NFL level.
I think that's why he was the fourth quarterback taken.
Just fair.
Because if he's holding the ball too long in college, now the game's faster. Now,
also, can I just interject about the 11 pass attempts?
Yeah.
There were more. It's like dropbacks. You have to count dropbacks, right? He had a couple scrambles. He was sacked 3 times. But again, sometimes those sacks, maybe it's a matter of holding the ball too long. I think one of them definitely was. Not a feel for the pocket. It's still just 2 games against the Packers. He played his first game in a monsoon against a very good defense, the 49ers. The Packers had the 10th ranked pass defense last year. Very good secondary. A couple good pass rushers. One, Rashawn Gary, who's getting better. Trying to keep that context in mind. It's difficult coming off Packers losses. I get it.
Yeah.
But I still think it's important, especially 2 weeks into the season.
Yeah. But I just, I agree. And I think that
it's difficult to.
You know, he's got to have this whole season to.
See, I wouldn't even go that far. I would say he needs about 8 to 10 games. Like everything after that, like you need to have some clarity on what he is.
Yeah. Well, I guess my point there with the passing attempts is like, so he's throwing the ball, 28 times in 2 games? I feel like they cost a game already. Like a game of evaluation.
Well, that first one was extremely unique circumstances where there were literally puddles of water on the field.
Yeah.
But, like, there's good takeaways from that opening game. Burping here with coffee.
Oh, boy.
Good takeaways from that opening game. The play after the play with Dante Pettis, the touchdown to St. Brown, like, good things happened for him in that game.
Well, look, I expected there to be a couple of clunkers this year. Like 2 games where he legitimately grades out poorly as like kind of a bad player. Even if he had a good season, I would have said there's probably going to be a couple of games there where he just doesn't look good. He's still young. He's still not very experienced. So this was one of those games. And he'll probably, like I just said, he'll probably have another one down the road. So I'm not going to totally overreact to it. It's just this play in a microcosm is what needs to improve. Like what we need to see. Like the next time this comes up, it needs to be probably a touchdown.
Or at least a first down and a comeback in the middle.
Because if he hits EQ in stride, he might be gone.
It's a 78-yard score.
Now, EQ's not the fastest guy in the world, so maybe he gets caught from behind. I don't know. It's hard to say for sure. But that's the exact type of play they needed on the first drive of the second half.
The argument out there that the safety can make the play? No.
No.
That's not Ed Reed out there. I get that windows close in the NFL, but at least know who your competition is.
Yeah.
That was number 20. Who was it? Now am I blanking? Who was the safety? It was Darnell Savage, was it not?
Well, it would have been him or Amos.
Yes, it was Darnell Savage because Amos was in the direction of Cole Kmet. He can make that throw. If he can't make that throw in that window with the safety on the far hashes, then he's not your starting quarterback. I believe Justin Fields can make that throw into that window, beating the safety, and then some.
Oh, he 100% can.
Yes.
Like, and I think that's what's so frustrating. Is He can rip the comeback on the left side. He can hit the guy in stride on the right. I agree when Matt Eberflus yesterday says we have a good deep ball thrower. We need to take advantage of that. And
especially if he lofts it outside the numbers a little bit, create more space with the throw.
Right. And that's what, and then I think on the other side is you also have that deep ball he did throw to Darnell Mooney, and he didn't give him a chance to catch it. Now, that one he was covered. But if Mooney's going to be the guy, the playmaker, then you got to make it at least a 50-50 ball and let Darnell Mooney make we've seen Darnell Mooney make those catches. He did it in the preseason. Remember that catch he had in that first preseason game? Like you got to you got to rip it. And once you rip it, you got to give the guy a chance to make a play.
Let me clarify something I just said. Okay, 8 to 10 games is still an incomplete evaluation. I'm not saying you have to have a firm belief in what you have in Justin Fields at that point, but you're getting closer. I'm saying games after that, games 13, 14, if you're still seeing plays like this, if you're getting more clunkers, like you said, and expect them, I get it. Some good defenses later in the season. If the consistency is not there, then you start to have some different conversations towards the end of the year.
And I think, look, I'm fully on board with the people who are like, he doesn't have enough weapons. He doesn't. But when he has plays like this where the weapons he does have are wide friggin' open, then he's got to take advantage of those.
Yeah.
Especially because, as you said, the protection was good on the play.
It was fantastic. I thought the protection was pretty good all night.
I thought the offense.
Pass-wise.
Hey, I'll tell you right now, when I graded this thing out, when it was all said and done, I had 3 of the 5 offensive linemen grade out very well. Cody Whitehair, Braxton Jones, Tevin Jenkins all played well. I thought Lucas Patrick played pretty well too. Sam Mustipher was Did you see that play? Mustipher got body slammed.
That is a great play though by Justin Fields. Sam Mustipher literally got hip tossed by Kenny Clark.
Yep.
All pro nose tackle. It's going to happen. But he put that ball right on Cole Kmet's numbers. That has to be a catch. Has to be a catch. That's another thing that stood out to me from Matt Eberflus's post-game or Monday press conference. Highlight your skill. There needs to be almost a concerted effort to get the ball to Darnell Mooney, to establish Cole Kmet. How about introducing Byron Pringle, your slot receiver, to your offense? Supposedly three key players for your passing offense who have a combined 2 catches over 2 games. Again, you played in a monsoon in week 1. I understand, but sometimes a concerted effort to get those guys going with the ball in their hands is important. I think you just saw the Packers do that with the running backs.
Yeah. I've had my Helix mattress for a couple of years now and still love it as much as I did when we first got it. Actually had a guest sleep on it this past weekend. And in the morning, they woke up like, where'd you get that mattress? What kind of mattress is it? I said, it's Helix. And you need to check it out because Helix Sleep is a premium mattress brand that provides tailored mattresses based on your unique sleep preferences. Their lineup includes 14 unique mattresses, including a collection of luxury models, a mattress for big and tall sleepers, and even a mattress made just for kids. And all you got to do is take the Helix Sleep quiz and find your perfect mattress in under 2 minutes. It's really easy. Mine spit out the Dusk mattress right away. They sent it to me. It comes in a box. It's really easy to open, and then the mattress just sort of expands right in front of you. It's actually pretty cool to watch because everybody is unique. Now, everybody sleeps differently, and that's why Helix has several different mattress models to choose from. They're each designed for specific sleep positions and feel preferences. Models with memory foam layers to provide optimal pressure relief if you sleep on your side. They have models that are more responsive foam to cradle your body for essential support in stomach and back sleeping situations. So really, you got to take the quiz. You answer the questions. It's really simple to do, and it spits out the one that you should be sleeping on. Soft, medium, firm, depending on how you sleep, side, back, stomach, however you sleep. You can sleep upside down. They probably have a mattress for that too. So right now, Helix is offering up to $200 off all mattress orders and 2 free pillows for our Hoge Jahns listeners. Go to helixsleep.com/Adam. Again, helixsleep.com/Adam. Take the quiz. Take advantage of this offer. $200 off all mattress orders and 2 free pillows for our listeners. helixsleep.com/Adam. With Helix, better sleep starts now. All right, I can't believe I'm saying this in September, but it's true. The holiday season has a way of sneaking up on us. Like, I went to Costco the other day, and there's already Christmas trees and snowmen. It's crazy. But if you haven't already started preparing for the chaos of holiday mailing and shipping, you're already falling behind. Trust me. Luckily, Stamps.com has everything you need to make your life a whole lot easier. It's the 24/7 post office that you can access from anywhere. No lines, no traffic, no hassle. Stamps.com is your one-stop shop for all your shipping and mailing needs. For more than 20 years, Stamps.com has been indispensable for over 1 million businesses. Get access to the USPS and UPS services you need to run your business right from your computer. And with inflation on the rise, every dollar counts. Protect your margins with major discounts on U.S. Postal Service and UPS rates up to 86% off. Stamps.com is a stress-free solution for every small business. Get ahead of the holiday chaos this year. Get started with Stamps.com today. Sign up with promo code ADAMS, that's plural, ADAMS, for a special offer that includes a 4-week trial, plus free postage and a free digital scale. No long-term commitments or contracts. Just go to Stamps.com, click the microphone at the top of the page, and enter code ADAMS. Hey, if you've been walking around the grocery store lately, you may have noticed these strange tall boys of beer in the bottled water section. Well, it's not beer. It's actually mountain spring water from the Alps, and it's called Liquid Death. Why is this water called Liquid Death? Well, because it will brutally murder your thirst, and more importantly, their infinitely recyclable tallboy cans are helping to bring death to plastic bottles. They also donate 10% of the profits from every can sold to help kill plastic pollution. And you might want to know this about plastic. Plastic isn't actually recyclable anymore. And most plastic you throw in a recycling bin actually just gets sent to a landfill because it's not profitable to recycle. Aluminum is infinitely recyclable and actually profitable for recycling facilities. So go get your Liquid Death at your local 7-Eleven, Jewel, Target, or CVS, or find a Liquid Death retailer near you with their store locator tool at liquiddeath.com/Adam. That's liquiddeath.com/Adam. All right, before we say hello to Lovie Smith and the Houston Texans.
Hey, Lovey, how you doing? Hey, Lovey. Hey, Lovey.
How's everybody doing?
We still got to give our 2 things we like, 2 things we didn't like, and a stat, right? That's what you guys did last Tuesday when I didn't have a voice?
I think I like that. Yeah, good little process to complete the week. You want to go first? Okay, here's what I liked. I'll give you 2 right off the bat. We don't have to talk about them one-on-one. I like Tevin Jenkins at right guard.
Yeah.
I think he's your starter there. If I'm reading into what Matt Eberflus said on Monday, is when Lucas Patrick is healthy, he can snap. He's the Bears center again, and the Bears have someone who could set a right guard, who could maul people, who could create holes, who could take 2 guys out with 1 block, and Tevin Jenkins. That's number 1. Number 2 for me, I like that David Montgomery got going.
Yeah.
He ran hard. He ran violent. He had north-south. Great game for him.
Yeah, so mine are similar to yours on the front, and it's just that I mean, the O-line's been better than I thought. The O-line's been okay. And Cody Whitehair had a bad rep to start that first, the first play of the game against the 49ers. Otherwise, he's been pretty good. He needed a bounce back. Tevin Jenkins has been a kind of a revelation here. On the downside, Larry Borum played not very well in Green Bay. So that would be one of the things I don't like. The other thing I like, not to be redundant, but you heard me all offseason be kind of hesitant about Equanimous. He's been pretty good. He blocks really well.
Which is an important part of the Bears offense. And he mentioned that on Monday.
Yeah.
That they have responsibilities to take out linebackers, to get upfield, to clear a safety. It's a little more complicated than what he's been used to. I think Lugetti's taking it to another level. But I agree.
Yeah. What I didn't like was the refereeing, which we covered. It was a tough weekend with the refs, Johns. We had a call Friday night that I just wanted to. It's tough.
So, like, those guys are volunteers.
I know, but on an onside kick, when you hit our guy before 10 yards, which is completely illegal and everybody knows that, and you don't call it, it's like,
what are we doing here?
Come on. This isn't hard. Like some plays that are bang, bang, I get it. But like this is just like, anyway. So I was already in a crabby mood with the refs before we got to the game Sunday night.
You don't like officials. We get it. We know that. It's well established at this point in the podcast.
Yeah. Yep.
You go to the zoo and you avoid the zebra exhibit. I get it.
Don't like the zebras. They're smelly. They make weird noises. Also, the zebras at the zoo. All right. By the way, I actually do have a lot of respect for those officials that are out there at those high school games. There's a bad referee shortage right now.
It's nationwide.
Yeah, and so like everything else there's a shortage of, but referees too. So I do try to give them the benefit of the doubt and have a lot of respect that they're out there volunteering or taking a very small paycheck to do that so that high school football can continue. But sometimes it's like, come on. All right. I don't remember what my other thing I don't like was. Go ahead.
I don't like the tackling. Not good. That starts with the linebackers. They are paid to tackle. Like that is their number one job. Be better, Roquan Smith. Be better, Nicholas Morrow. That was not good. And then I really don't like that play call on 4th and goal. I don't like giving up yards when you are literally inside the 1 yard line. I understand what the Bears are trying to do to catch the Packers off guard and create numbers off the edge, but the Packers were not caught off guard. Call a timeout, readjust. Just run a normal snake or just go with the hot hand and David Montgomery. I don't like that play call on 4th and 1. The more I look at it, the more I hear about it, the more I don't like it.
Which is a good transition to my stat that I wanted to share. Okay? Because as I was watching the game, I didn't have enough time to look this up. When I was rewatching, I was like, damn, every time Kari Blasingame was on the field, the Bears were moving the ball. And yet they didn't have him on the field for that 4th and goal at the 3-inch line. Use your fullback. So as I was saying this yesterday on the CHGO show, shout out to Nicholas Moriano, who heard me say that and then went and looked up the numbers for me in the middle of the show and then tweeted this. This was really good stuff. Make sure you're following him on Twitter at Nicholas Moriano. Bears fullback Kari Blasingame played 13 snaps. 13 of the 41, by the way. Don't like that either. Here's how those plays went. Plus 13, plus 9, plus 3, that's a touchdown, plus 6, plus 11, plus 14, plus 28, plus 27, plus 6, plus 4. Then there was a couple bad ones at the end. There was a -1 where there was a fumble. I wonder if that was was there another fumble besides the drop snap?
No, I think that was it.
So that must be the snap. Then there -10, there was a sack. And then there was 1 incomplete pass.
So
but on 13 plays, the Bears gained 110 yards with Kari Blasingame on the field.
So to use a hockey term and plus minus, that plus minus is good.
That would be, again, not a math major.
You did sound like the guy last week, but
that's funny, though. I guessed that the Bears averaged somewhere between 8 and 9 yards per play with passing game on the field. And the answer, 8.46.
I was a math major. I wasn't, actually, but
Anyway, after that first drive, passing game didn't get back on the field until 6:40 left in the third quarter. Now, there weren't a lot of plays in there, which is part of the problem. Bears couldn't get off the field on defense, couldn't stop the run. But so I just combined my stat with the other thing I didn't like.
one big takeaway, like the sense I got from Matt Eberflus is I hate when they use the term self-scouting. He didn't use that term. But you could tell there was some reassessment or some quick evaluation of what they did offensively. 11 pass attempts, that's not going to work. I know the run game wasn't working, but 11 pass attempts, that's not going to work. Oh, Darnell Mooney, 1 catch, -4 yards, that's not going to work. Cole Kmet, 1 target, that's not going to work. I found it kind of refreshing.
I did too.
He was pretty up front and candid about it.
I like that. It wasn't just like, yeah, we got to figure out why that happened. We got to find the why. No, he didn't say that. He was like, yeah, no, that's not good. We gotta get Darnell Mooney the ball.
You went there. My favorite stat, I'm going to sound like a coach right now. I like that Kyler Gordon had a long day. I like that he was targeted 13 times and allowed 10 catches. Sometimes you need a big dose of Aaron Rodgers to get a little bit better. Now, can he? We'll see in a few weeks, but I kind of like that he was tested. He needs to experience that. You don't like that?
No, I agree. I mean,
it's not really a favorite stat, but it's a stat that could lead to something beneficial for the Bears, especially for their young player.
I get what you're trying to say. That now we get to see if he bounces back from it.
There you go.
Would be nice if he just kind of showed up and they never, he played well right away. But you got to learn, and it's possible that he showed you on that PBU he had in the end zone.
Oh, he's got it in him.
That's why he's playing. So, but boy, it was every single snap, Johns, when they would do play action. It was like there was like a Star Wars force that was pulling him towards the Packers backfield.
Yeah.
And he just couldn't fight the force, Johns. He just kept getting sucked closer to the line of scrimmage every single time.
And Aaron Rodgers, his play fakes are exceptional.
Yeah.
Let's be honest. He's good at that. They're not all created equal in terms of faking.
Which I didn't notice till I watched the film, because they've been teaching Justin Fields some of that. Do you remember the one with it was supposed to be a boot, and they kind of blitzed the boot, and Fields tried to spin out of it, and he just kind of fell down and got sacked for a big loss. You know what play I'm talking about?
Yeah.
He tried to do the Aaron Rodgers fake on that one, where he hands it off and then he carries it out with his arm out. You know what I'm talking about? Like that.
There's a name for it, like the guitar fake or something like that. Yeah.
The ayahuasca fake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Fields is great. Or I'm sorry, Rodgers is great at it. And Fields tried to do it, and the guy was right there. And I was like, yeah, we're gonna have to work on that a little bit more.
Yeah.
All right. We gotta get out of here. Lovey Smith week. We'll be back Thursday to break it all down. The Athletic is
my early thought on that. I'll give you one. Is the Texans are number 10 in total defense, I think, right now.
Yeah.
Not surprising. I think Davis Mills is capable. It's going to be the Bears are favored. Bears should you should pick the Bears, but probably more difficult than initially thought.
Yeah, I think both teams are very similar. Both teams are very frisky, very young. Honestly, whoever makes the least mistakes is going to win the game, probably. So. All right, no need to do a Thursday show now.
It's over.
We'll be back Thursday. We'll have it all broken down for you. Looking forward to it. And I think the weather's going to be nicer this week. I think so. We'll see. Maybe it won't be a monsoon at Soldier Field. I don't know. Yeah. Follow us on Twitter Make sure you check us out on YouTube. Rate and review the pod. And as we always say, tell a friend. Thanks for all the voicemails. They were great this week. Bob, hang in there. You're our guy. It'll be better against Lovie Smith. Just say that. Talk to you Thursday.
See ya.